Debt Collectors, directed by Jesse V. Johnson, starring Scott Adkins and Louis Mandylor. Currently has a 89% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Debt Collectors is about two tough guys who are ordered to collect some debts owed to their boss.
Hey, break it up! Take it outside.
I gotta tell you something, pal. You still got it. You got every move.
Thought you were dead.
Oh, so did I, Frenchie. Believe me, a story for another time.
2 days, 3 weeks. We're in, we're out. What do you say?
You serious?
Yeah, really. Yeah.
French, played by Scott Adkins, is working at a bar to make ends meet. Sue, played by Louis Mandylor, visits French at his bar to enlist his help. French isn't too keen to help his old friend. Eventually, after some convincing, they hit the road together to collect some old debts owed to their boss. Will they run away with the money? Who actually owns the money? First stop, Las Vegas.
You hit me with the bat.
You can run for now. This ain't over.
Well, let's get something straight. We're not the ones running. Go and get out of here. Go and get out of here!
Come on, Sue.
Nice work, old man. Guess being dead didn't dampen your technique.
Director Jesse V. Johnson and star Scott Adkins have done a few movies together the last few years, and they've been getting very good reviews, so I thought I have to check out one of those films one day. I have to put my prejudice aside against straight to video or straight to pay-per-view aside, and finally check out one of their movies. First there was Savage Dog, 75%, then Accident Man, 83%, The Debt Collector, 83%, Triple Threat, 68%, Avengement, 83%, and then we have their new release, Debt Collectors, which is their first sequel together. While I was watching this film in the first half, I was thinking, what's the big deal? This is terrible, this is junk. I mean, this has much better production values than your typical straight-to-video movie, much better production values and much better acting, but nothing was happening at all. I was expecting like undemanding, leave your brain at the door type action, but nothing was happening. Towards the start of the film, there's like a 5-second bar fight, nothing spectacular, and then a little bit later, French and Sue get ambushed by a few tough guys, and there's another very short fight scene, and again, nothing spectacular. It's just talking and talking about various mob bosses, and talking and how about money owed to them, and French and Sue telling stories to each other about shriveled penises and silly, you get what I mean, like there's many unnecessary characters and unnecessary plot, but no action. But if you stick with the film for about an hour, it does get better. There is some action. There's a nice little boxing scene with French, and after that there's a nice foot foot chase with French later on, and then towards the end of the film there's a quite very long fight with French and Sue. So there is some action, nothing spectacular, but as I said before, the production values for this kind of film are not bad. It still looks kind of cheap, but the action is well shot. The acting is a little bit over the top, especially by the supporting characters, but nothing too distracting. Scott Adkins and Lewis Mandylor have a nice on-screen back and forth. In a much better film than this, I wouldn't mind watching them. I wouldn't mind watching them again. I give this film 2 stars. There's just not enough action to recommend, and in between the action, the plot and the characters are barely watchable. I mean, you could do much worse than this, but you could do much better too. Thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more of my reviews. See you next time.